Yes, another British driver on the podium, Lando Norris, with his first race win, 21st British driver to win a Formula One World Championship race. And I'm happy for him. I think the right guy won. I thought they had the setup all weekend. I think they would have probably the fastest team all weekend. I think when they got to qualifying, when he had the medium tires, and the car looked like it was on rails. If you go and watch that sprint race as well. But apart from that, there was faultless. They brought a lot of upgrades. People are saying there was 10 upgrades. There was a lot of upgrades brought this weekend, and I'm so happy for Lando Norris. It's just coming now that Lewis Hamilton's father, I know it's not about Lewis Hamilton, it's about Lando. Lewis Hamilton's father, Anthony Hamilton, phoned Lando's dad or text dad and congratulated him. That's class. That's class. But it belongs to Lando Norris today. Lando Norris won. I'm happy for him. And I'm going to bring in my co-Q's, my partner in crime. And his name is Toto Abba.
Yeah, big up, man. West Solo, bro. Oh, no. But yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome to the channel. I'm feeling so far, feeling well. Race is really, really good, man. Really, really, really good. I'll certainly you're back. You're back. What happened there?
No, I just had to put another light on because I looked a bit dark, on the screen.
Yeah.
More light, the better, innit?
But look, I'm really, really entertained. I'm entertained. I'm happy. I haven't said this in ages because every single race it was the same old result. Ferrari on the podium, then you got Red Bull on the top, which is usually Max all the time. Not all the time this season. He hasn't won every single race this season, but he has won most of the races, and it was starting to get boring, and it was starting to get repeat of last season, where he won nearly every single race. He didn't win every single one, but he nearly won every single race. Because I'm just so glad it's a different winner. I didn't care what winner it was today. I didn't care what winner it was today. I just wanted to be a different winner to Max. But how I'm feeling so far before we get into the video, I'm feeling much, much better, since Formula One has given us so much action at the back of the pack and at the front of the pack, especially with Mercedes and Hamilton and Hulkenberg. That was a good battle over there. You had also Piastri coming back from the back, having some good battles at the back. Look, there's a lot of racing today. Alonso, great racing. Just shows the class driver he is, during that race. But yeah, it was a really, really good race, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're gonna go more into the weekend probably tomorrow. When we do the debrief. The debrief is not gonna be. We're gonna talk about more of the weekend. We're gonna be talking about the sprint race where Alonso clips his teammate, which was the chain reaction to knock off Norris. Because if you watch the beginning of the weekend, the sprint race, lights out the way we go. When they all went, Alonso clips his teammate, and that jerks like a chain reaction. Then hit Norris, then hit Stroll, and Stroll, everybody hit each other, and that kind of blew and Lando Norris out of the sprint race, which I thought he would have had a good chance of winning it, but he never, because of that. Obviously, all the cars clashed together. Lando tried his best to try and avoid it, but it didn't pay off. There was no further action after the stewards. But all weekend, really, regarding Lando Norris, the car was faultless. The mistake that McLaren made is when Lando Norris, when he was doing his Q3 time, he had to put the medium tires on. I don't think they had any brand new soft tires. They put the medium tires on. When they put the medium tires on, the car was on rails. So when they had the qualifying time, it wasn't good. The qualifying time wasn't good. But apart from that, the car was there. I think they brought about 10 upgrades to the car this weekend. The car was there, and they nailed it in the race. I know people are going to say the safety car, but when they saved the car, everybody was kind of equal. Max Verstappen couldn't catch him. Lando Norris pulled away. And that's something what Ted said a couple of weeks ago. If you get in front of this Red Bull car, if you get in front of the Red Bull car, you got a chance of winning it. This is why when it started lights out the way we go today with Charles Leclerc, I was saying, look, if Charles can just get his nose through and get in front, he would do it.
You do, look. So, look, I've got to go back on the race. Australia, for an example. when Verstappen was behind Sainz and he was having cornering issues. It was the same this race. He was behind lots of cars and he was moaning about his cornering and he couldn't turn the car. That car, that it is getting figured out now, and it's common sense to say they are not good in the dirty air. They are no good.
That's the one. That's what I meant to say.
That's why, yeah. That's why Max is saying is that he prefers to be out front, because that's why they set their car up for the qualifying, because they know as soon as they get a good start, they go pull away and then they go win the race. Yeah, we all know what happens after that. But for some reason, right, when he did get a good start, he didn't pull away so easily. I know we got
he didn't. Not when Piastri was chasing him, innit?
Yeah, look, he was, I think, ahead by 3 seconds. And
no more than 3 seconds.
Then the Red Bull came on the radio and started to say, look, stop managing your tyres. You've got to go pick up the pace. He picked up the pace, but he only gained a second. I know a second is a lot in Formula 1, but he only gained 1 second. But last year, that Red Bull car would have gained by like 10 seconds. First 10 laps would have been gained by 10 seconds. That's how we know that some teams are starting to figure out. Like, now I'm thinking to myself, right, teams who start setting up their car for qualifying, like McLaren set the car up for qualifying, Ferrari set the car up for qualifying. Because you think about it, right? Red Bull is not good in the race when they're behind people. They're good in the race at front, but they're not good when they're behind people. So when the teams start putting their setting up their setup for qualifying base, and if they try get even behind Red Bull or in front of Red Bull, if they get in front of Red Bull, that's a bonus for them, because Red Bull, I know they're absolutely heroic on the straight. Yeah. They're absolutely heroic, right? They got the speed, but when they're behind someone, it's completely different. That's why you see in the race when someone's in the battle, they do this with the cars to try to break the slipstream or try to take a wider line or go off the racing line to try get out of the dirty air, because dirty air really affects these cars, especially Red Bull. It really affects the cars. You know, it reminded me of a bit of Mercedes when they were dominating. They were good out front. As soon as they went a little bit behind, they weren't really good in dirty air. That's what it kind of reminds me of now. But it seemed like Red Bull, there was just a stalemate in that position. They couldn't gain nowhere. Like Lando,
listen, bro.
Can I say something else before?
No. I was looking at something there. Go on. Carry on.
Yeah, but what Lando, he weren't like being a stalemate in terms of the seconds. He was gaining the weight every single lap, about 0.5 a second. Usually with Red Bull, right, I'm surprised he didn't overtake Lando on the safety car, because the safety car went out and it seemed like Lando had a good start in the safety car, and then Lando just kept on gaining away. First couple corners, a second. So Red Bull is getting found out.
Yeah, hopefully they are getting found out. But it looks like it. But we'll just hope and pray that this continues for the rest of the season. When we talk about, thanks for that analysis, Total Hammer. As always, thank you. You're a great addition to the channel. This is why you're joint owner of the channel. This is our channel together. And I'm so happy that you joined us tonight. And I know it's late, but tomorrow, if we do our debrief, will probably be tomorrow or Tuesday. We'll go into it more about what went wrong or what we think about about the ground effect, how the ground effect is basically all about the floor. The one who's got the best floor has got the best car. It's not really about engine power, these regulations. That was the last one. But we'll go into more detail in the we'll go into more detail about it when we do the debrief. We can talk about the Grand Prix properly. Today, it's just a celebration. Tonight is a celebration of Lando Norris. Finally, Lando Norris getting that win that he rightfully deserves, and that car is a bomb. I'm telling you now, the Ferrari and the McLaren will be chasing down Red Bull this season. The Red Bull car won't have the best. They won't be winning every single race. The other teams have started to clock onto them and have started to bring the upgrades, and they're gaining on this car. And this is what we wanted. This is how it should have been at the beginning of the regulations. It never. This is what we got now. But at the end of the day, well done to Lando Norris and well done to McLaren. I'm so happy for all of them. Big up, man. Oh, well done. I will big see this dude here. This guy's been following me for years on X, and he's a Formula One fan. And yeah, what time is it here, bro? The time is 20 to midnight. And we're doing.
I think he's on about what time's the video tomorrow.
Oh, no. But he asked me another message. Just sent me a private DM.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me a DM and he said to me, "What time is it there?" And I said to him, "It's 20 to 12."
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we don't know tomorrow. It'll probably be about 8 o'clock. It'll probably be about 8 o'clock tomorrow. But big up, man. If you want to join in with the conversation, just send some more messages and we'll display. But basically, yeah, this is a big up to Lando Norris and McLaren. Well deserved. They had the car. For me, they had the best car. They had a faster car than Red Bull today. And it's beautiful to watch. The 21st British driver to win a Grand Prix race in Formula One. And it's nice to see. Not just because it's British, but it's nice to see that Red Bull's not winning everything. Because let's face it, a lot of people were really, really, really disinterested. Were starting to be disinterested in Formula One because that guy was winning everything, and no one was getting close. But now we're seeing the resurgence of McLaren. We're seeing the resurgence of Ferrari. We can see these two teams hunting down Red Bull for the constructors and for the drivers' championship. And I just want I just want McLaren now to continue their trajectory where they're going. And I want to see Ferrari continue their trajectory. Big up. Yeah, I told you. I just sent him a private DM. I told you.
Oh,
yeah, it'll be tomorrow about, I don't know. It's going to be in the evening sometime. I'll send you that private DM and I'll let you know what's going on, bro. And for tomorrow. But thanks for joining the channel. Remember to smack that like button and and all the good stuff. 12 people watching us on the stream. Very humbled about that. So we're going to go into the final results of the race. Haven't finished. And let's go for it. We've got Lando Norris with a win. Let's bring it around here. Lando Norris with a win. Max Verstappen 2. Charles Leclerc 3. 4. Carlos Sainz. 5th place, Perez. 6th place, Lewis Hamilton. 7th place, Tsunoda. 8th place, George Russell. 9th place, Alonso. 10th place, Esteban Ocon. 11th place, Nico Hülkenberg. 12th place, Gasly. 13th place, Piastri. 14th place, Tsunoda. One you, Joe. 15th place, Ricardo. 16th place, Bottas. 17th place, Stroll. 18th place, Kevin Magnussen. And Albon, 19th place. And Logan Sargent's DNF. To be fair, did you see Logan Sargent out the race? I didn't, did you?
No, I think it was the collision between
at the very beginning,
Magnussen and Logan. Yeah, Logan Sargent and Kevin Magnussen both went into a tussle. Then I think Sargent went running outside, and then Magnussen took the inside and clipped his inside wheel. So
yeah,
both went off. Magnussen continued, but then Logan Sargent's car couldn't start up. So yeah, that's what happened between them two.
Nice to hear that, bro. Humble, nice.
Yeah,
big up, man. Follow us to the next as well. So let's start with a bit of Oscar Piastri. I thought he had a good race today. Him and Sainz were having a mini battle between them. I thought, do you think that warranted a penalty when Oscar Piastri, when he passed him and he clipped his wing? When he locked up, even when Oscar Piastri locked up with Sainz, you reckon that warranted a penalty from? I don't think it did. It's going to the stewards. We don't know what happened yet, but I think that was just racing. Racing.
Look, they both went into the corner. Sainz was like 95% ahead. He was 95% ahead of Piastri, especially on the inside line as well. Was way ahead. Piastri was right there, and Sainz was there. He was way ahead, Sainz, and you can see Sainz didn't deliberately turn into him. He tried to turn away, but then Piastri turned into him. If you think about it, because
I think the back end slipped out. I did it. What I saw Carlos Sainz to the back of the car. And I saw it like slip out a bit. It didn't mean to. When the car just slips out when it goes around the sharp corner. I saw the car just wobble a bit, and then he kind of hit. He went into I don't know who went into who. To be fair, looking at the way it was, I don't know who went into who. But because it was so close, like you just said, it was 95% ahead. I just can't see how there's going to be a penalty given out for that. But I like the driving between them two, how feisty there was. That was real racing. Not like if it was Max Verstappen who was coming up against somebody, there's going to be a crash. But look, at the end of the day, when you're winning races every single time because you've got the car, and when you're winning races and no one's a challenger, you got it easy. But when you start coming to a challenge, like Max Verstappen found out today against Lando Norris, he come unstuck. And you could see now, for me, that car, once that car, and I've heard this of numerous of people, especially with the first person I heard say it on TV, it was national TV, and that was Ted Kravitz. Soon as Ted said it, he said, "Oh, now maybe if you can get in front of the Red Bull car, maybe you got a chance to beat the Red Bull car." But the Red Bull car is designed the way the ground effect is with the floor. Soon as that car gets in front, it's game over. Bye bye. Sails after the sunset. But once if Max Verstappen is chasing another car, then it's different. The car's not so fast. But like you said today, when Max Verstappen was in front and Oscar Piastri was second, he wasn't pulling away. It was only 2.5 to 3 seconds. And even when when Max's engineer said to him, "You need to pick up the pace," he didn't. And then when it was closing on him, when Lando Norris was in front after the safety car, you heard Max repeatedly coming onto the radio, and he was saying the car doesn't feel good. It feels stiff. Was he lying, or was he just was the car too fast? Because Formula One drivers, they know that they've been listened to by millions of people around the world, and whatever they say on the radio, it's going to be aired, isn't it? They know it's going to be aired. Now, I'm asking you now, Toto. What do you think? Do you think the car was stiff when he was driving, or do you think he was just making it up and that Lando was just too fast?
Well, like I said, you heard about this before. When he's out in front, he's not moaning about nothing. He's not moaning about nothing, not moaning about brakes, not moaning about cornering. And yeah, that's basically when he's out in front. But when he's behind people, I'm going to refer back to my point on Australia. When he was behind Sainz and battling with Sainz, he was struggling with corner issues. He was struggling with rotation issues as well. So it seems like when he's behind someone, he struggles on the corners. And I'm going with that since Lando was behind him. And you can also argue that Lando was nowhere near him. So Verstappen had some clear air in front of him. So about your option you said about he's moaning because Norris is in front of him. You can argue about that one, You can actually say that you might be moaning because Lando's in front of him, because if you think about it, no one was in front of him, no one was behind him. He had clear air. It's not like Lando and Verstappen were going like this all race behind each other. Pause.
Exactly.
But I'm going with the second option where he was moaning because Lando was going away from him because
the car was fast. And it's clear to see that when the Red Bull car is chasing, they're not so fast. That car needs to be in clear air. Because the ground effect, what's the ground effect? The better the floor, the way you design the car underneath the floor is the fastest car. And this is why that Red Bull car is fast. All right, the factors, you're going to have the suspension, which Red Bull's always been good at in their cars over the years. Good that they got suspension. But this time, Lando Norris stole the show. They're catching up. Hopefully, and hopefully that Ferrari can get their stuff together and be in that mix as well. Because I believe that I think today, Sainz was faster than Russell. No, faster than Charles. Sainz was the faster driver today for me. He just got caught out by the safety car and stuff like that. And I believe when the race restarted, and then Charles was chasing Max for the second place, and he had 2 laps to try and get him. I believe, if that was Sainz, I think Sainz would have probably got him. Because for some reason today, I'm not saying Sainz is the faster driver. I'm just saying today, the way the track was today, Sainz was the faster driver today. And I think that he could have probably got in front of Max. And I think if he would have got in front of Max, I think he would have got the second place. But we'll never know. It's one of them. But at the end of the day, it was a good race. Race day reaction. Thanks for people joining us today. We've got 11 people in ours. Thanks for watching us. We're going to be heading off now because it's late. But we will be back tomorrow for the F1 debrief, unless you got something else to say, Toto.
Now, I've got to say something about the tyres before we go. I want to say something about
but that's the debrief. Go on. Karen, say go on.
I'll just go over briefly. I'll go more detail on the debrief. But you can see today that the hard tyres was, I don't know, the worst option. I don't know, because when Hamilton on the hard tyres, he did gain from his position. So you can say that the hard tyres actually gained time. Because I think only 2 people, I think Alonso and Hamilton, both started on the hard tyres. Hamilton was the only one on the hard tyres in the top 10. The rest were mediums. So you can see at the start of the race that Hamilton didn't really have a great start to the race. He had a good starting line, but he didn't have a great race at the start, like first lap, because the hard tyres, as you know, takes really, really long to warm up. It's the hardest tyre, soft tyre warms up quickly. You get the most grip out of it, but you get less tyre life, which is common sense, really. If common sense.
That's what we're going to talk about that more tomorrow. It's a debrief. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. And before, remember, there's some few tweets coming up, which is going to be funny. A couple of tweets coming up. I'm going to put it there. This is for one guy, Daisy. Said even racing alone, he found something to hit regarding Max Verstappen. When he hit the post, he was racing on his own, and he still managed to hit something. So that was funny. And some other tweets coming about Lewis Hamilton. He says another masterclass gone under the radar, 5th fastest car on the grid, 0 straight line speed, bad strategy, unlucky with the VSC. Despite all these, ahead of his teammates and P6, and I'm sure that nobody's going to mention that on television. They'll keep that under the radar. If it was a way around, we know how they are. But apart from that, it was a great race. I just thought when it first started, when Max was, and it was still that 3-second gap between them, and there was only 3 seconds between them, I thought to myself, this is going to be a good race. He's not going to pull away. There's something going on in this race. Something's going to happen. It did. And that's 2 races he hasn't won this year now. So there goes your domination. So all you people who said that he was going to dominate. So now he's not dominating because that's 2 races he hasn't won. So we'll see what happens in the next race. The next race is Imola. Ferrari tends to do good there, being a Ferrari track in Italy. And McLaren, I'm not sure if McLaren do well there, but I'm sure Ferrari will do well there. I think McLaren will, because they're bringing some upgrades. So it's going to be an interesting race again. But we'll be back tomorrow for the F1 debrief. And that'll be recorded, by the way, guys. That's recorded. So you can come check the video out. That's recorded, the debrief is. So you can come and check that out. And that's it, man. Yeah, it says on here. Yes. Please cover the Mercedes straight line speed. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, we'll cover it. We're still talking about it. You know what? We'll see if it's going to be a live or recorded. We might do a live one. To be fair, we'll see how it goes. We might do a live one. We'll do a live one. It'll be easier. We'll do the live one, for this week. So, big up for joining the channel. Thanks for retweeting it as well. I just saw it. Thanks for retweeting it. And Total Hammer, man. Thanks for joining us today. And I'll see you tomorrow, man. Thanks for your brilliant analysis. And F1, by the way, Toto's a go-karter as well. He wants to be a racer, and he's a go-karter. So anything, if you know any tips or anything, just let us know, and then we can talk about it. And that's it, man. There's that. You can always scan that QR code as well. Scan that QR code. You're not obligated to do it. That's a QR code that will go towards any stuff towards the channel, towards the karting, because you know you need the new stuff for your helmet. Anything like that, scan that QR code, and it's all good. So, big up to everybody. Let's close this video before I've all found the banner. I all struggle at the beginning, but it is what it is. See you later, guys. F1 2024 USA Grand Prix winner, Lando Norris. Congratulations. Let's see more of them. Let's see more of them this year. Different people on the podium. Let's go.
On the brakes, Leclerc.